9:17 right now, and the Secret Service moves swiftly to protect former President Donald Trump following that moment right there. The attempted assassination on his life this weekend, but the entire incident has sparked concerns about security at other massive political events as election season kicks into high gear.
And this morning, we are joined by retired FBI Chief Inspector Robert Grant to talk about all things security. Thanks for being here this morning.
Happy to be with you.
Now, you were also the former special agent in charge of the Chicago field office. First off, it's been 43 years since the last assassination attempt on a president here on U.S. soil was then prompted to former President Ronald Reagan back in 1981. Just give us an idea, what kind of security measures are put in place for rallies like the one we saw in Pennsylvania this weekend?
Well, this is the jurisdiction of people that are protected by the Secret Service, and the Secret Service has a limited bandwidth, so they protect an awful lot of government officials and individuals. So they usually bring into their orbit to supplement their resources local and state law enforcement, and they work as a team to come up with a plan for both the inner security around the protectee, along with perimeter security, extended security further out.
So, given what we do for a living, if we watch a newscast, we're able to point out what's going right, what's going wrong in it. From your perspective and what you have done for a living, what did you see in the video when you saw it that went right and went very wrong?
Well, what went right was the protectee realized he was under some sort of risk and dropped to the ground. He didn't stand there. That was whether that was done because he was given direction, I don't know. There's not enough clarity in the video for that. But he dropped to the ground. He's lucky he turned his head when he did, because it may have had a completely different outcome. The Secret Service agents moved very quickly to protect him, to put themselves around him. That's by their training. So all those things were done well. I think the Secret Service will evaluate whether or not they got him off fast enough, because in the chaos of the initial shooting, I'm not sure there was clarity as to whether there was a single shooter or multiple risks. And the objective, as I understand Secret Service practice, is get the protectee out of there as fast, as safely as possible. So they'll probably evaluate that. The external perimeter, who was responsible for the external perimeter, how they viewed that platform on which the shooter was able to climb up, and then how they communicated with people who apparently saw him climbing and saw him with a gun. Those are serious questions that the Secret Service is going to investigate and evaluate, along with probably many others.
And the RNC kicks off today in Milwaukee. The Secret Service has already said that they're not making any major changes to their plans, even given what happened this weekend. In your opinion, is there anything that you think that they should be taking a closer look at?
Secret Service is the best in the world at this type of protection, and I'm sure their plans are rock solid. The question is going to be the execution of the plan, the staffing, the execution, and the communication. And I'm sure the plan itself, if everything worked as designed, probably would have addressed this. So there might have been a failure somewhere. That's probably a personnel issue as opposed to a plan issue. The other concern here would be, from everything I've read, and I don't have access to any sensitive law enforcement information, was he's reported to be a lone shooter, not much in social media. But the question I have is, was he predatory? Did he register as a Republican because he wanted to gain access to these venues? And I'm sure the Secret Service and the FBI right now are digging deeply into the history of these rallies and to see if he has been probing and breaching security at various points. That's usually what predators do that are on the pathway towards violence, is they probe and breach. And I would be asking the question of, had he been to another Trump rally previously? Had he been to any other rallies of any other political candidates? We don't yet know his motivation. Maybe this was an opportunity that presented itself. We just don't know enough yet at this point.
Yeah, and we certainly appreciate you taking the time to chime in. It's such a troubling topic, but we are looking for more answers as we move forward. Thank you, retired FBI Chief Inspector Robert Grant.